map each, but
we'll head to sunny Tuscany as we go into Villa. Mocket starting off with a ban phase here as they have chosen to, well, at least G2 have chosen to start on the attack. Mocket, of course, had the first pick on Oregon, and they chose to start on the attacking side there. But there you go, G2 will ban out the Lion. It's just the most expected ban in the history of bans. It's always G2 removing Lion.
we'll see what we're going to see. Will they go for that Ash ban on Alive? It'd be pretty funny at this point, just to kind of disable them a little bit. They're definitely taking their time to decide, though, what they want to go for on Villa. There it is. Sorry, Alive.
Yeah, there you go.
We're not going to have your op.
Makes sense.
Well, you know, might as well disable one of the better players on the team. I mean, I say the better players is if there's not a lot of good players. There's definitely a lot of good players on the team.
Definitely the standout player that we mentioned. Like, we mentioned Panics quite a bit as well because, well, he is there. He shows up pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But the Ashe has been such a big thing for Mocket that now, this is having the conversation with Panics in one of the interviews in Pro League, and he's like, I'm actually happy when they ban the Ashe because finally we get to see Alive playing some other operator.
Yeah. Well, there's the Maestro ban coming out this time instead of Valkyrie.
Yeah, Maestro Hero. So Echo's going to be played.
Yeah, definitely should be a big part of the defense here. They're going to start an Aviator games, it seems like. And I feel like the meta hasn't completely settled on the bomb sites yet, but upstairs seems to be more prevalent than downstairs.
Aviator Trophy is definitely, well, those two sites are definitely very strong.
Trophy can be a little difficult at times, but I mean, the way you play impacts on this one especially tends to work pretty well.
Which is why, for me, I don't really see why you would ban the Mira. I mean, sure, there's a couple strong positions where she can be used, but she's not as essential as she can be on other maps. But, you know, it's a European thing, I guess. Mira will always be banned. It's kind of living up to the hype.
Yeah, they don't like it.
All right, so not surprising that Valkyrie will be picked, as Jonas will be back on his class. Definitely someone that has been able to do quite a bit of damage to opponents in the not too far past. We'll get to see how he sets that up, but starting off, of course, on Aviator and Game Room, and to Mocket on the defense. I wonder one thing, though, if Alive on the smoke is bringing impact nades.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, obviously, Revan will very likely be bringing impact nades.
No, okay. So this is what makes sense. So earlier on in the Pro League season, when people played Villa and scouted around in Villa, they would always push in from the main stairs, they would push in from the study and from the balcony, and maybe hold off on the hallway. Well, now you're only going to be setting 1 or 2 players here. 3 to 4 are actually pushing from the opposite end, going in from the bedroom, and from the bedroom they'll be able to come in from the back or hallway, have another way of entrance into the site. Astronomy and also Trophy plus the bedroom, very strong. The bedroom, I harp on about it as much as I do when it comes to talking about Mira or Legion, but the bedroom is a super strong position within this map. It allows you to control almost every single one of these sites. It's always great to be able to have some control of it. Now, what Millennium did, for example, compared to Mocket, is they actually put players on this side to contest their opponents.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's risky to put people on the entry side sometimes because you know they're going to drone it well, and there's a chance that you could just be getting yourself into a fight really early and unnecessarily as opposed to buying time. But it depends on whether or not you're able to fall back, especially if you get a kill and fall back instead of playing it over aggressive. But they are going to take control of quite a bit of the top floor here. And that's going to force Panics back, as well as Enemy. The phone call's doing a good job here. Nice one, Kanto.
There we go. It's another one. Kanto Ricchetti moving up here, of course, with the Mark 14, making sure nobody peeks from the hallway. It's, of course, a very strong position. We see a lot of Jaegers actually playing from that position. Fabian will set up a drone downstairs to watch for the flanks, and he spots the Ella instantly. So now Enemy will have to fall back. You can't really do too much against this the instant he was spotted, and the Jaeger will get spotted, and there you go. The Ella as well. That's exactly what they were looking for. The Ella will have to stay back. Kanto Ricchetti takes a bit of damage from a Go Mine. And the Underworld is, there we go. Try to fight against the Vault. That's already one set of Excairos opening things up. You'll see Pengu on the other side. They're having a that is
interesting angle.
Yeah, that's an interesting angle as well.
Ooh, unfortunate throw. That's the one thing that you got to keep in mind about the velocity stuff is sideways velocity matters as well. When you're moving sideways as you throw something, you can accidentally make a lot of missed throws like that. And as a Legion player, you really need to make sure you know how to throw accurately.
So Jonas now will have a bit of an angle, but Voy will get one refragged instantly from Cantor Raketti. Pengu going down is not the end of the world. I don't think he used his grenades at all, but the smoke being lost for Mocket, especially when the push from G2 will be so forced in from specific angles. You know, Aviator definitely lends itself a lot more to a smoke pick. Though, speaking of smokes, the smoke grenades will be thrown right into the face of the defenders. Revan, though, will get the kill on Jonas. Enemy with another one. It's a 2v4 now with Fabian and Goga left alive. Have to go through some pretty high rate of fire SMGs for their opponents. Revan with one. The diffuser's now on the floor. Fabian will have to contest. He gets one. He watches the stairs, and unfortunately, the Ela will fall back right before he's able to get the kill. Now just playing the mind games. Enemy getting the last one to clean them up, and round number one will go the way of the defense. It's Mocket that take it.
That definitely got a bit sloppy towards the end. Once they took control of the vault, they didn't seem to be able to push that very effectively from there. It just, the fight went so in favor of the defenders when they shouldn't have. It just seemed like they were getting over-aggressive on the actual push, trying to push in when they didn't need to, or take fights they didn't need to. For example, the Glaz pushing in, even Fabian over-aggressively pushing down those stairs. That was a little bit sloppy compared to what I would expect from G2 there. But nonetheless, it's just one round. We are going to go downstairs next to Dining Kitchen. So that should be interesting to see how this plays out. Is they're going to skip Trophy here. Might be their third bomb site instead. We'll see if there's going to be any 6 picks. Not looking like it so far. They're just going to show the Glaz this time. They're going with double hard breachers. Kanto the one to switch. And,
yeah, so the IQ being played there at the end. Kanto Raketti on the IQ. This is not something you always would see.
Usually it was more Goga in the past. But they're going with the double hard breachers, so Goga's going to be on his usual Thermite.
So we'll get to see how this works out here. Is really the first round was a bit of a disaster for G2. Possibly Mocket here continuing their great plays after that first round. Now Voy playing the Pulse. One thing for G2 is that they're bringing the Jackal, which is great. And the Jackal with the ITA can definitely help them out. Now, to make that happen, they need to have some control of the bedroom, because obviously vertical play matters quite a bit on Villa, similar to maps like Bank, for example.
We just haven't seen a lot of it demonstrated yet. I think as teams slowly figure out the advantageous uses of it in certain positions, we'll see it more. But yeah, it feels like a little bit underwhelming for a map that could really take advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely so. Now Buck sometimes is a pick as well here on the bedroom, and Fabian will come in from below. So
nope.
Is he actually going to open up the blind? No. Okay. So he's just going to move in from the side. All right.
He definitely could open up those barrels with his shotgun, though, and be able to push his way through, but decides against it. Well, we will see them opening up quite a few windows, though, to be able to make this push start to happen. Again, going with that Glaz from Eunice, they're going to have to try and find some angles to fight. Panic's actually doing a good job stopping some drones, but unfortunately, you can only do so much on that, and Kanto is going to start pushing them aggressively. Footprints getting spotted out here, and this is going to start to put pressure on these roamers to start to fall back so they can take this top floor control.
Fortunately for Fabian, they are falling back right at the last second. So Astronomy will be taken. Same for Trophy. There's always a drone moving forward. So this combined with the Jackal gives a lot of advantage here for the attackers. Unfortunately, Jonas will go down. He's down but not out, and they're trying to use him as bait. So Nitrocell will get thrown out, and no, it it doesn't even kill Jonas.
What?
That's actually pretty great.
You see that big steel beam in the middle there? That might have been enough to block the explosion. Unfortunate.
So this is how it was happening. We always talk about this, where the Pulse, if he's using his heartbeat detector, he can get spotted from above. Unfortunately, the IQ really unable to find the shot. It's always a problem when you have so many steel beams.
Yeah. Right. Important part is they were able to get Eunice back up now, and so it's still a 5v5, just lower health for G2.
So Penguin just opening up the window on the side just in case he needs to exit alive, pushing up pretty aggressively into Laundry, a big part of the attack as well to go for that position. Alive though, getting the kill on the unit. It's 4v5. but he'll get taken down by Goga. Immediately refrag. Now Jonas not really having the best of times on that glass as Goga peeking in. You'll see the Ella having done the damage, and enemy finishes off Kanta Raketti. Goga with one more, but panics, refragging onto Fabian. Goga with little to no health now has to work things with Pengu. Both hard destructors are still alive as Pengu will flash himself and run into a goo mine. So now Panics, enemy, and Revon that are alive. Enemy getting the kill, Goga from above, and this is why bedroom is so important for both defense and attack and Panics with the Revan with the last one. G2 falling as Mocket will put the second round up on the board.
So far looking like this choice by G2 maybe not the best choice, at least in terms of G2's attacks. Maybe their defense will show something really special and they'll win, you know, all 5 of their defensive rounds, but so far their attacks have been falling apart fairly quickly. And it's not even due to a lot of really elaborate defenses here by Mocket. It's just a few roamers playing really well, and the inability for G2 to find very many kills on their entries. They're just kind of pushing and getting a lot of map control, but not able to actually get into the site or make an actual push or execute happen. We'll see how things go on Trophy, though, as, of course, winning defensive rounds means they have to keep switching to different bomb sites. So, as I said before, Trophy probably going to be the third one, and it is. This one might be a little bit easier for them. They're obviously able to push that bedroom, as you mentioned earlier, and take control of that. We're going to 6-pick to that pulse. Try and keep it a little bit of surprise again. Probably going to be playing downstairs, I would imagine, but Pengu sneaking into Montaigne probably to help with the push, maybe from that bathroom or from the bedroom into there to help try and take either statue or Trophy.
No. We'll see if Jonas can actually get something done with the glass here. Unfortunately, Mocket have been pretty efficient at shutting it down every single round, but really, Villa is a fairly defensive favored map. So getting 2, 3, even 4 rounds on the defense is not really something out of the ordinary. It's just G2. We actually had a very close way of going through things in map 1 in Oregon, where G2 were up 2 rounds, and then Mocket were able to tie it up to 2. So still. Yeah,
it's entirely possible. I was talking before about how like the first couple rounds a lot of times will be lost by top teams like this. So it's not a surprise that G2 are down the first 2 rounds, but this is their map pick. I would have expected more of a strong start, but because they don't get to pick sides as well, maybe, like I said, a lot of their ideas were for defense, but still their attacks seem a little sloppy.
All right, so guys, we'll update you in the meantime. Fnatic versus NIP. First map, Clubhouse, just ended in a 6-3 victory for Fnatic. So that is a 1-0 up for Fnatic.
Well, that's looking good for APAC. We had Norenga win their match. Now Fnatic are looking strong on theirs. Maybe APAC are going to have a good showing here, because I've heard good things about Element Mystic as well.
Well, we'll see. Reddit is already pretty excited for it, so see how excited everything really gets as the victories keep running in. Of course, that match is live with Intero and Wilkie on twitch.tv/Rainbow6Bravo. So make sure you go on there if you want to watch Fnatic versus NIP. But for here, G2 v Mocket are 2 European teams facing one another.
Yeah, Pengu did manage to get in with that Monty through the bathroom like we were talking about, but did hit one goo mine on the way in, so they have an idea that they're in there now, but not able to do a whole lot about it. Fabian finding footprints, there we go, there's that buffer, that extra range there, and that means enemy now going to be in a tougher position. He's going to have to rotate around a little bit more, which means it could potentially catch him off guard. However, Fabian is all the way downstairs, so he's not going to do it from there.
Ella trying to contest up close on the stairs, and it'll fall back. Your enemy cannot really play too effectively against his opponents on the stairs being tracked. C4 is going to get thrown up. No, Fabian getting the kill at the perfect moment, saving potentially 2 teammates, and more importantly, Pengu on the Monty. Very important here for G2. This might just be the round where they start getting things up. Impact
there we go.
Up.
There's that floor trick that we see so often, placing the thermite charge on the floor to open up the bottom of it. You're going to probably see a lot of that on Villa in the future here till it's countered.
There's actually a few ways to make sure that doesn't actually happen at all, but Panics will get the kill on Fabian, finally taking down the Jackal, who's done quite a bit here. Oh my god, Revon finding the shot, just not even needing to peek against Goga, who was prone on the floor, expecting his opponent to pick it from there. But as is tradition, everything can be used from both angles. So attackers.
Oh no.
Oh no, Impact's gonna get thrown into the back, doing more damage to
What?
Goga. Now he's down on the floor with Diffuser down as well. Alive will peek in and get one more on Kanta Raketti. And all that's left is Pengu here. Oh, the Claymore from Goga. Saves Pengu, extends his lifetimer just a bit as he pushes in. So Guzmotet, there's Goo Mines as well in front of him. He's gonna have to walk into his opponents, and unfortunately, it does not work. Mocket with 3 rounds here on the defense in a row. Very much dismantling G2. This is it definitely goes to say this for a lot of people that haven't really seen Villa on professional play or haven't looked into some stuff from scrims, etc. It is extremely defender favored. So there you go. G2 with a timeout here.
Yeah, at this point they want to stop the bleeding. I don't blame them for
It's a
taking
technical timeout. It's not.
Oh, they didn't choose it. Well, like I said though, I wouldn't be surprised to want to stop the bleeding at this point after losing 3 rounds. Chances are probably someone's audio or something went out. That tends to be the most common problem that there is at these kind of events. Is just audio for whatever reason can get a little messed up.
All right.
We'll see though.
We'll see the admin behind him, helping him out. So making sure that everything is running well. In the meantime, in the Mocket camp, they're pretty happy with their performance so far.
The smiling coach.
So you see Panic's just, you know, I think he's a bit tired. It's a bit of an early start here in the day, even though they are in match 2. But still, they have had a lot of work to do. And Mocket definitely doing as much work as possible with their coach behind them. It's very important. The fact that your players can rest and having the coach doing a lot of the heavy work at night, it means that the players are always ready for their matchups. And you know what? Right now, Mocket are very much looking like they're, you know, as ready as it can be on the defensive side.
I mean, like I said, we'll see when the sides switch. But so far, I mean, the most that G2 can squeeze out of these attacks now is 2 points versus 3. So not like
already. Actually, 2 rounds on the attack on Villa is not too bad.
No, that's not bad. But at the same time, that's still yet to even be seen because their attacks have just not been super coordinated. We'll see how they change it up as we're going to get back into it on Aviator. Now, of course, they're going to have to start repeating bomb sites for the most part. So we will see at least they have some idea on how to attack these. Units going on Glass again, though, has not been working out, as you mentioned earlier, and we saw it fail again last round. So it seems like that has been one of the weaker parts of these attacks.
All right, so we'll see how this is set up by Mocket, and they will go for Aviator again, mentioned. So they're going to run the exact same lineup as before. So for G2, they have to worry about players coming in from below, flanking all the time. Mocket making sure that G2 are always on their toes, and so far, let's just say that G2 haven't really shown that they're ballerinas.
Yeah, let's hope that that short timeout they had there helped them get in the right mentality.
It'll be pretty funny seeing Fabian as a ballerina. Be interesting.
That's usually how I see him. Just in my mind.
Very graceful.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see though. This round they are going with similar attacker lineups for the most part that they've been doing, but some slight variations here. I mean, I like what Fabian's trying to do with the Jackal. I like the approach from below, trying to come up a little more safe. Because ooh, there we go. Someone going for an aggressive peek. Gonna work.
Oh, enemy gets the first one on Fabian. He's just not expecting somebody to run out from the main doorway.
Not a good start. After this is looking like we could see a 4th round here for Mocket.
This is a huge, huge start because of how strong these roamers have been for Mocket.
Yeah.
It seems like G2's map pick is really starting to backfire.
Yeah.
Here.
In this case, enemy was the one getting tracked last time, so getting the kill on Fabian early, going to put him in a much, much better position for the rest of this, assuming he can stay alive for a while and burn some time. They are going for more of a study approach, something you talked about earlier. Used to be more of the common way to approach it. They're actually going with that. Going to spot at least one of those cameras now, Voice, but in the meantime, they did see the Glass approaching, so going to be called out.
Walls reinforced on the side, so G2 can definitely use that to their advantage. Interesting thing is that G2 are only bringing 1 hard breacher. So with how prevalent the impact tricks have been here, Panic's not picking against it here in the hallway, but there's a very common position to see the Jaeger playing in either one side or the other. There's nobody coming in from the back from G2, as of course they are down in manpower. Can't really afford to send anybody to the other side of the map, as all the players are set up here trying to contest potentially the hallway.
Eunice definitely putting a scare into Panix, but I worry that if Panix peaks, Panix will probably win the gunfight based off of what we've seen so far on this map from Eunice. And perfect timing by Pengu. I imagine some great comms and callouts there. There goes Panix, and now Eunice will have an easier time pushing down here as they start to get the wall open.
Yeah, this is the Thermite position where you can't really do much against it. There's nothing set up for this, as they'll open up the side. And this is really the best way to contest against your opponents. Oh no,
the timing.
The smoke is not set up correctly, and Revon will find the angle. Jonas, unfortunately, not able to put the smoke down correctly. Will be up to Kanto and the squad to just run into the site and go for a frag fest. Pengu being blown to smithereens by Voy, as the diffuser will be set. Advantage is for Mocket, and oh boy, that's Kanto Raketti with one more. It's a 2v1. Mocket looking for the 4th round on the board. It's up to Kanto. He wins these, as they
Not
say.
This time.
Revan just playing around the bar. He'll get the kill. Kanto Raketti down on the floor. And Mocket 4-0 against G2 on G2's map Big Villa.
I gotta say, Revan's having a hell of a day.
Oh, yes.
That was I don't think that that bar was as penetrable as he was hoping. Unfortunate. Well, they're gonna try Dining Kitchen again, as this is their secondary. So far, this is looking like a pretty strong sweep, though. I gotta say, I did not expect this. These attacker lineups just not really working out for G2. Like, I mean, I don't want to blame Eunice, but his glass play has been subpar at least. So Fabian taking over the role here, probably the right choice. Gonna instead put Eunice on the blitz if he sticks on that blitz. But either way, I feel like this switch up is probably the smart way to go about it, just because I don't know what it is. Eunice is just not. He has off days on glass. He's a very, very good glass, but he has days where it just seems like, you know, maybe he needs a few more energy drinks or something to really kind of get on lock in terms of his timing. He was pushing in very wide angles, so you see him kind of taking very wide peaks into situations where, like you said, the smoke coverage isn't quite correct, or he's just, I don't know, he's just overly aggressively moving in situations where the defenders have the angles and the advantage, and it's just not working out time and time again. But we'll see the switch, and maybe Fabian can do it a little bit better. Eunice gonna bring that first blitz for them. See how it goes here in terms of the last attack round for G2. And then we'll see if they have some big surprises on their defense to really make things work. Pretty much the same defender lineups for the most part here for Mocket, because it's been working, I'd say, fairly effectively.
10 seconds to go.
Especially enemy playing that very flexible roam.
Yeah, honestly, G2 are always fearing the Ela coming from behind them. They're never able to sleep well and correctly. And even when they were playing on here, it seems like when they were attacking Kitchen, it's just Fabian was always afraid of somebody coming in from the side. Even though he had Jackal tracking, he had everything to his advantage. Still was not enough to deal with that Ela.
Well, now he's not going to be Jackal tracking this time because he took over that glass role. So hopefully they don't need that, because they have phone calls. They have the ability to do at least some gadget scanning. So that might help out. No pulse to track this time. They are going for more of a horizontal attack rather than a straight vertical take from above, which is surprising. But hey, I guess that's one way to use the blitz. They are still going to have Pengu potentially take the top floor. He is droning it along with Goga. So they're going to at least make sure that there's no one up there. See if they can actually turn that into an attack here, though, as they get a little stalled out.
All right, Pengu just drawing in. Well, actually, there we go. You got Fabian, the drone on the top floor. So last time they came in, though, they got shot from below because they're already pre-open holes that are set up by Mocket. And just to make sure that they can get kills off their opponents. And there you go. Panix will get the first one. Doesn't even need holes. He goes in for the 1v1 against Kanto. A lot of damage done to the Jaeger, but we can see here a reset for Panix. Fabian moving in as the smoke finally pops, and he's just in dining. Now damage will be done to him, and that scream that he has is going to be heard by Mocket as he gets only 1 kill on Void. And was it really worth it? I am not sure.
Still better than Eunice was doing half the time.
Oh, Jonas, speaking of which, he goes down, unfortunately, to enemy running around on the Ela. finding the headshot, and this is looking like a 5-0 for Mocket against G2.
Oh, no.
Pretty insane, to say the least. The Thermite will get set. Pengu trying to hear Legion is coming from, and he turns around, unfortunately, at the wrong time. It's the Ella that comes in and cleans it up. Mocket 1 round away from taking this whole thing here 6-0.
A big surprise here. I mean, obviously they lost the first map, so they can't take it out here in terms of taking home the win from this map alone, but the idea that you're going to have to see 5 rounds in a row from G2 here actually is a bit of a stretch.
To tie and then
win
potentially take it.
Yeah, not looking good for G2. This is definitely looking like we're going to see Bank after all. This is not the G2 I would normally expect, especially after we saw how strong their attacks were on Oregon. Just seems like maybe they weren't as prepared for this map as they thought they were. Could be the case where maybe it was really, I guess, Mocket baiting them into taking Villa, potentially. We'll see, though. Now that the switch has happened, we could see a reverse 5-0. Obviously, we saw 5 rounds in a row from Mocket, so we know it's possible here. We're going to see some 6-picks. Eunice is going to switch over to Pulse and Rev into Twitch.
All right. A bit of an uphill battle here for G2. They're starting off on Trophy. And,
wow, Rev. Yeah.
It's pretty insane, to say the least. He's got more kills than all of G2 combined.
That's not a surprise considering how he's been playing. Enemy, though, has been doing good as well. I'd say those two alone have been doing very, very well. Even on Oregon, they were two of the top players for sure. So it's been a good day for them. Maybe G2 needs to figure out how to shut those two down in particular faster.
We'll see how Goga plays it out, though, on the Echo. So definitely played all the way in there. Now, usually what the Echo will do... Oh, no, he's playing the Supernova. Okay. This... You know... I know why he's doing this. So, remember when I was saying that Thermite...
Yep, that's exactly what it is. That's why he's got the Yokai right there as well to be able to watch that.
He doesn't even need to care about it, actually. You know why? Because if you blow out the floor and it's only exposed, like, the skeleton of the Villa, you can't actually put your Thermite charge on it. So there is literally no way to open it if there's just one impact available in the back. So that pretty much negates everything that Mocket would have had in mind to come in, but they are bringing a Hibana. So they don't have to worry about a Thermite charge in here. There's not enough impacts to really play against that. However, G2 will be playing potentially from below as Eunice just scanning around, making sure that he's in a safe and comfortable position here to take his phone out and just turn it off alive. And
yeah, Alive is going to have to play a different role now because he got his operator banned, so he's going to have to be on Dokkaebi instead. Something I think he plays fairly well as well, so not a huge loss.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much for him, but Revan will open things up here. Kanta Raketti going down, as not really expecting the Twitch to come in from the cellar, and there you go. It does indeed happen. Mocket one step closer away from a Mocket one step closer away from a 6-0 on map 2 to take it into her third one on Bank.
Definitely looking like it so far. At least Eunice getting some heartbeats here, getting some idea where they might be playing from, but they're not doing a whole lot about it. At least a minute and a half been burned, though.
All right, enemy jumping back down here, taking no damage. It might just be going up to that astronomy window. It's oh so strong, possibly pushing Jonas away. As Jonas will get the spot. He's trying to contest the Sophia here, but Panics is ready in the back just in case. Unfortunately, there is an ADS to burn the frag grenade away. Enemy finally chucking in the Gizmo to open things up. They know it's going to be in the back. He's chucking in the C4, waiting for the perfect moment. As he hasn't heard anybody moving, and there you go. It will hit. No, not really doing much. Entirety of the mag here, the UMP being expended to get one kill off of it, but it's already enemy getting one, Alive getting the second, and that's Panics getting one more. Pengu all on his own now. He gets two, can't get the third. Unfortunately, Mocket absolutely wiping the floor with G2, not losing a... don't leave him hanging. There we go. Absolutely wiping the floor with G2 in that map. So 5-0 on the defending side, and then